good evening, everybody. It's nice to see you again. Good to have you here tonight on this evening, which has a very interesting topic, wild herbs. So today we will talk a lot about wild herbs, and we have prepared a program about that surrounds this topic. We are starting a new project, which is going to be focused on wild herbs and wild herbs in all our countries, what we have as wild herbs and how they are used. So we will tell you in detail about this later. And first of all, we will start with Hugh Busher from Nottingham, because he will give us a little tour through his garden, through his herb garden, and tell us a little bit what it is that he has in his garden and what he's doing with it. So we have a little idea about what grows in the United Kingdom. So, floor is yours. You are still muted.
Hello, everybody. I'm just going to give you a brief slideshow about herbs in my garden when it chooses to work properly. Yeah, there we are. So we have lots of herbs in my garden. The challenge about wild herbs made me go and take photographs of just how many herbs we've got. We've got bronze fennel, we've got lavender with shallots behind it, and we've got two related herbs here, oregano at the front and marjoram at the back that's in flower. And the next one, okay. We're getting there, there we are. I chose the next one with parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. There's the parsley, there's the sage, ours is purple sage. There's the rosemary. We have two sorts of rosemary. One is a ginger rosemary, and the other is just an ordinary one. And creeping on the ground here, we have the thyme. But there's a very well-known song in England, a traditional song, called Scarborough Fair, and the song has a refrain to it, parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme. I'll come to that in a minute. That's Scarborough, however. Here it is. There's Scarborough. It's a town in North Yorkshire in England, and it has an annual fair. It still does, in fact. In the late 19th and much of the 20th century, it was a popular seaside resort for holidaymakers, especially in Yorkshire, because it could easily be reached by train. That gives you a rough idea of where it is if you want to find it. There's a very famous melody for Scarborough Fair, and as you can see, it was collected from... Sorry?
Ja, wir warten auf dich schon die ganze Zeit.
Was collected by Mark Anderson, a retired lead miner. The melody was made very famous by Simon and Garfunkel. What do we do with herbs? Well, lots of things. That's why we grow them. We can dry rosemary, we can dry sage, we dry mint, we dry bay. You could freeze them as well, but we don't. Don't know why. We add them to stews, the sage, tarragon up there. What have we got? Savory, wonderful for stews, gives lots of flavors to it. Basil and marjoram, marjoram at the back and oregano as well. We add them to fish dishes. It gives some wonderful flavors, perfumes to them. Sorry, that jumped. So we add oregano, we add bronze fennel to fish dishes. We add lemon verbena, we add tarragon, not all at once, but separately. And we add thyme as well. sure you could add many other things. We add various herbs to drinks. Lemon verbena is there, mint, oregano, and to jams, we add lavender as well, which gives them some lovely flavors. It's not a herb, but I can't resist putting garlic in. What would we do without garlic, or indeed onions and shallots, which are down here in our cooking? It just wouldn't be the same. So I'm going to stop that share, and I was asked if I could read a little bit of, I can find it, of Scarborough Fair to you. So in English, I'm sorry, there's not a translation here, but here we go. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. He once was a true love of mine. Tell him to make me a cambric shirt, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, without no seams nor needlework. Then he'll be a true love of mine. Have him wash it in yonder dry well, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, where never a drop of water ever fell, and then he'll be a true love of mine. Tell him to find me an acre of land, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, between salt water and the sea strands. Then he'll be a true love of mine. Tell him to reap it with a sickle of leather, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, and gather it all in a bunch of heather. Then he'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. He was once a true love of mine. The tasks that that person is asked to do are just impossible to do, I think. The cambric shirt is a very fine woven linen or cotton shirt, and takes its name from Cambrai in France, where apparently it was originally made. The sea strands are another name for a beach. And I think the rest is all clear, but please ask if you want to. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you very much. This was already a nice walk through your garden. I mean, have a listen to the song Scarborough Fair on YouTube. Unfortunately, because of copyrights, we could not just play Simon and Garfunkel here, but have a look on YouTube, listen to it. It's a nice traditional song. Thank you very much, Hugh. And of course, garlic should never be mixed in a garden. That's very nice. Thank you. So, wild herbs. Now we will come to the part about the new project and what it will be really about. So I will share a little presentation to make you known a little bit what we have planned with the new project. And hopefully you will be interested to join and to share what you know and what you have in your garden. So just a second. Can you see my screen? All good? Okay, so we have this new project, which is called Discovering and Appreciating Wild Herbs Together. It's a project which we developed together with the Botanical Garden in Ulm. And also our Vima Danube volunteers are being involved in this project. We're working together and developing this idea, and we would like for all of you to join, and I hope you will. So as you know, we have already been focusing on nature lately with our photo competition, Show Us the Green in Your City. And now we want to stay in that topic, nature, and mostly because
sometimes we realize that we don't know many wild herbs, or we know them and we don't know what to do with them. And we don't know what is in all our partner countries. What are the wild herbs that are in your countries? So this is something that connects us. And it's a very big diversity, which we should get to know even better. And of course, the most important thing is that this should remind us also to appreciate what nature is giving us, what we have in our garden, and that it's part of our everyday life. And we would like to see what is in your country, what and how do you use it. So this is what was already here, what I already said. We want to explore the diversity because there's so many different things, but also a lot of same herbs that we all use, but maybe we use it in a different way and we just don't know about it, and we could learn a lot of new things. So we want you to show us, what do you have in your countries? How do you use it? We want to make research and exchange all that information and learn a lot of new things about wild herbs in their countries. So how will we do this? So there are two online platforms that we will be mostly involved in this project. One you already know, it's Vima Danube. It's the platform we use to exchange in 6 different languages. You can write and share interests. And this is what we want to do now also with this project, because we don't have the language barrier here. So all the information we gather, we want to put it on Vima. For example, recipes that you put online, you can put them in Vima. But we will also use an online platform which is called iNaturalist. This is a platform which is used to, you can put in your plant, and then you can put in where you found it, and people all over the world are already using it. So you know, for example, this is the plant is also, you can also find it in Spain. And we will use this platform to see and to upload the plants we have, to determine what it is, and then in the end see, okay, in Bulgaria and Romania we have all those plants, and now we want to take those plants and what you do with it and put it on Vima. And don't worry, iNaturalist, this is something that we will go into detail how it works and what it is exactly if you want to join the project. For example, on Tuesday evening, we will explain it in detail because we don't have the time today. And as I already said, for example, this will be interesting about, interesting thing will be, for example, recipes you have with wild herbs, but also historical things or traditions that come with this herb. Health things, for example, are there any syrups or mixtures that you develop for health? How are those herbs maybe also represented in literature, in music? Are they used for art, on other useful things in everyday life that they are used for? So these are the aspects that we want to focus on during this project. First, see what herbs are there, and then according to those aspects, go through the information you want to share about those herbs. Okay, so next steps, as I already said, on Tuesday, if you're interested, Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. we will meet online on Zoom. I will send out again also tomorrow information and also the link to remind you to join. So you will know how Vima Danube works, and also important how iNaturalist works and what it is exactly. And on Tuesday, we will go also into detail on how you can join, what steps to take. So if you're interested, join us on Tuesday evening. Okay. So that's it about the project for now. I hope we will, if possible, see you on Tuesday evening. If not, write us an email if you're interested. There will be other possibilities to come into the project and to get information about how to join.
Now we had a nice poem about Kräuter, and I asked Marina to read it. Let us know in English the text. It's about Kräuterhexen, and this is a special, had been a special way of life. Women who had been very experienced in wild herbs and in the health aspect of wild herbs. And in times where there had not been doctors and the medicine was not established, they had a big power. But after, when medical science was established, they had, how to say, they had been not only taken out of discussion, but they had been also persecuted, and some of them had a very tragical death.
Okay, so this is a poem from Hannelore Knödler-Stojanovic. It was published on an online poetry forum. So this is just about what Carmen introduced. Die Kräuterhexe, the Herb Witch. Die Kräuterhexe ist eine kluge Frau. Die Heilkräuter kennt sie ganz genau. Sie braut Kräutertees und Tinkturen. Mit Hexerei hat das gar nichts zu tun. Die Kirche hat viele als Hexen verbrannt. Sie ist für immer geächtet und verdammt. Heute ist ihr Heilwissen wieder gefragt. Viele Leute hat sie gesund gemacht. Die Kräuter wachsen im Garten der Natur. Sie enthalten keine Chemie, sind rein und pur. Weinroter Fingerhut ist sehr gut fürs Herz. Minze und Kamille helfen bei Magenschmerz. Holunder, Huflattich und blauer Salbei, schnell ist der Hustenreiz wieder vorbei. Löwenzahn kurbelt die Verdauung an. Goldgelbe Ringelblume und Annika, ihre Tinktur ist zum Einreiben da. Brennnessel-Tee reinigt unser Blut. Johanniskraut tut der Psyche gut. Duftender Lavendel und Baldrian regen zum erholsamen Schlafen an. Auf der Wiese der Sauerampfer und aus Fichtennadeln der Kampfer bauen Körper und Venen auf. Gänseblümchen und Kapuzinerkresse ist köstliche Blütentherapie zum Essen. Die Kräuterlehre ist eine Wissenschaft für sich. Sicher verschenkt sie auch Gesundheit an dich. Die kluge Kräuterhexe hat das erkannt, mit Tees und Tinkturen Krankheiten verbannt. Mit Kräutern aus der Zauberwelt der Natur, mit gebündelter Heilkraft, Duft und Magie pur. So as you can see in this poem, there are already a lot of examples. And this is something that we will now see. One of the examples was already in the poem is lavender. So now we will go to Slovenia, make a little detour. And I would like to ask Alenka to talk about a tradition which is called the Lavender Festival. Why is it celebrated and why is lavender so important?
I will start the share screen of my short presentation. Okay. So everything is better with picture, so I won't be only talking. And I saw that lavender is popular, lavender is cool, lavender is healthy, and all around Europe, where the climate is okay, there are many of big and small lavender festivals. And since I'm from Karst region, which has the similar climate to Provence, therefore it's suitable for growing lavender. In the last, I think it's 10 years now, there are a lot of lavender fields and a lot of family. A lot of family has like a business out of it. So I think it's a good idea how to connect your family with this kind of herb. So it's not Right now it's not so wild anymore. It's cultivated, but I think it's amazing. And there are a lot of festivals at the end of June or at the beginning of July. It depends on the weather, of course. And it's perfect. You spend the day in the middle of these beautiful fields and walk among the lavender. Then you pick the lavender. So so it looks like this. For example, you can pick your own lavender, take it a little bit home, but more of them to make lavender oil and some lavender products. And so you can see the colors, they're amazing. So I find some on Google. Google is a good helper to get to know some new things. I find 5 ways to cook with fresh lavender. So you can add it to baked goods. Baking is a good idea. You are more fancy if you cook with lavender right now. It's so posh. Then you can make a simple syrup. I posted. I will have some recipe. You can mix it into drinks, and then you can even garnish with fresh blooms your food. So you can spice up up your game in the culinary field. And it goes well for some ideas with strawberries, blueberries, pears, lemon, orange. Then it goes. We have very popular is now lavender honey. And then you can combine it with sage, rosemary, oregano, thyme, black pepper, and of course, chocolate. Here is a beautiful syrup, and here is the recipe for it. So you can make it at home, since it's so well spread, the lavender. So it's not only for the moths and against mosquitoes, but you can put it in a syrup and enjoy it. Maybe it helps also this against the mosquitoes. And the benefits, of course, antioxidant, helps treat diabetes, improves mood, supports brain function, treats burns and cuts, promotes healthy skin, relieves headaches, improves sleep and insomnia. So for today, I'm sure that I will give it a little bit to my daughter, so she will be a little bit calmer after her small burn. So I will use lavender for sure. So this is my small and humble presentation in comparison to the big world of lavender all around. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. That was a very nice introduction to lavender, which of course it's amazing, and it smells so nice when you just have lavender fields everywhere. This is just amazing. But I never really did anything else than use it against moths. So we'll see what the project will inspire us to do. Thank you, Alenka.
And I've never heard lavender and honey together. It's interesting.
I will bring it to Ulm, so we can all try together in the next.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So thank you. We will now make the next stop in Bulgaria, and I would like to ask Ivanka to present, to let us know what the House of Colorful Flowers and Herbs is. Pari, can you share the presentation?
Това е патиевата къща, която е създадена през 1848 година. И тя е една от забележителностите в в комплекса Старинно Карлово. В тази къща са стаи подредени, в които се намират билки, които се събират от парк Централен Балкан. И за това е наречена къщата на билките и цветята в Карлово. Следващия.
Next. Say next.
Next slide.
Next slide, да. На първия етаж се намира мини дестилация и може за 2 часа и половина да се извлече цялото количество масло от здравец. Това в момента се извършва. Извличането на масло от здравец. Next. Next slide. Виждате в момента биопана, което е по старинен начин в тази биопана се извлича розовото масло. За произвеждането на 1 грам розово масло са необходими 3 тона розов цвят. Next slide. Това е стаята с билките, които се събират в парк Централен Балкан. Next slide. В тази стая са подредени мехлемите, които се правят от билките, които се берат в парка Централен Балкан. Също има рецепти, които са от 100 години. Next slide. Това е стаята, това са покоите на цариците на розата, които се избират с конкурс всяка година във връзка с празника на розата, който се провежда в Карлово. Тук се намират короната, трона, които всяка царица носи в годината. Next slide. Накрая, какво предлага къщата, патиевата къща, какви атракции предлага? Демонстрация на розоварене и извличане на масла и екстракти от билките, приготвяне на, може да се дегустират сиропи, сладка, билкови чайове, които се берат от парк Централен Балкан. Може да се снимат посетителите с дрехите, с дрехи на царицата, или костюми фолклорни, които се съхраняват в къщата. Може да участват и в workshop, изработка на сапуни с различен цвят и аромат. Това е.
Okay. Thank you, Ivanka. Emily, can you translate? Emily, I was just wondering about that house. Is it something that's all year round open, and then they change depending on what herb is seasonal, the program, or can you visit it all the year?
This is like a museum and it is open all the time. То е отворен през цялото време. You can go, you can learn something, you can experiment with different herbs. And also there are festivals of lavender, festival of rose, you can visit them.
Okay.
I had been there and I was impressed about the variety of roses existing. But more impressed I had been how much rose you need to make oil. 3 tons of rose flowers to make 1 bottle of oil. It's incredible, huh?
Yeah, but this oil is very
Expensive.
how to say, very very expensive, but it's also very good as a basic for perfumes. So French perfumes use it.
Yes.
Because it's not has a long period of good, how to say, good product.
Yes.
Еми, искам да кажем, че от няколко години и при нас, нали, се провежда фестивал на розата. При нас е фестивал на етерично-маслените култури. В 3 дни се провежда, не цяла седмица, по време на празника Енюден. Както преди мен, нали, говорящата каза, че и при тях в края на юни. При нас е около 24 юни в тези дни.
Marina, is it possible to put in the chat, to put in the chat the link to our project, because in Cult project there was information about Rose Festival.
Yes, very
Which is
interesting.
about 1 day Enjuvden. This is special day when early in the morning before the song, you have to go and collect herbs, and they will keep your health for the future. So we can prepare one presentation about this Enjuvden for the future of Come Together session. So, dear colleagues, you can go to this Encult Game EU and to see our presentation, Bulgarian presentation about Rose Festival in Karlovo.
Yes.
And the next time, Carmen, the next time we can go to France to buy French perfume, or, or to go to Karlovo to see Rose Festival.
Yes.
But I constated in Bulgaria, everywhere you can buy rose soap, rose perfume, and so on. But if it's low cost, it's really not in the quality we are speaking about now in the museum. And real rose oil is really expensive. But it's fine.
Okay, so we are nearly at the end of our program today. To finish, I would like to read the poem Roma wanted to read in the beginning, because I think it's a very nice poem about how if we treat nature nice, she will be nice to us as well. It's by Joachim Ringelnatz, and I will just share my screen and read it.
Just to say, it's a German author.
Yes.
Very famous.
Yes. Okay, it's called Das Samenkorn, the Seed by Joachim Ringelnatz. Ein Samenkorn lag auf dem Rücken, die Amsel wollte es zerpicken. Aus Mitleid hat sie es beschont und wurde dafür reich belohnt. Das Korn, das auf der Erde lag, das wuchs und wuchs von Tag zu Tag. Jetzt ist es schon ein hoher Baum und trägt ein Nest aus weichem Flaum. Die Amsel hat das Nest erbaut, dort sitzt sie nun und zwitschert laut. And with this, I would like to thank everybody for tonight, everybody who made a contribution. Thanks to our translators. Pari, thank you for everybody who was here tonight. And we really hope that you will join us in the next step, in the next project. And as mentioned before, you can join us on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you for everybody who was here tonight. I think it's going to be a very interesting journey that we can take together, and we will learn a lot of new things. I already learned new things tonight, and it was all only a little session.
Okay.
Perfect.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Well, have a good evening. Huh?